Today, I want to talk about a Stripe to QuickBooks automation that we built for a client. This kind of automation is very important when you start to scale. If you're selling 5 products a day, you probably have a team that can do it. You move it, you get a new processor in Stripe, you put it into QuickBooks. Pretty simple, however, it can be forgotten. It's not a very fun task. It tends to happen at the end of the month when you're scrambling to get your records up to date. Things are missed, clients aren't happy, finance team is behind, management team wants to know the details, especially in e-com where you are doing a lot of things in real time. And so for this connection to not exist meant that it was slowing everything down from a data management standpoint, from a reporting standpoint, and from a strategic standpoint. The process before we came in, I guess it is still the same process, but it's automated now. Basically, what would happen at the end of every day, they would look through their Stripe payment processors and then add them into their accounting system, which was QuickBooks. Every day, the team had to cross-reference, so it knew, is it a new customer or is it an existing customer? So you have to search that information in QuickBooks. If it is an existing customer, you put the transaction information in. If it doesn't exist, you then would have to create a customer, add it in QuickBooks, and then generate sales receipts for every transaction. This was time consuming, and sometimes if you didn't search, maybe the email, or it was you just searched the last name, maybe you didn't find it, you might start to get multiple records. Because this happened at the end of the month, mostly, you weren't getting reconciled information until very late in the process. And it just, really threw everything off. We thought that there was an opportunity to just create a very simple standalone process that would help this. And what it would do is eliminate manual data entry. I don't think anybody loves manual data entry, especially for, accountants who are high-value employees who could be doing more strategic things. Make sure that data is consistent and real-time across systems. That's important. Finance team can do an analysis instead of entry, as I said. And then you can scale. This process doesn't involve anyone in it. And so you can go, and as they have scaled their business. And this process just works. Works every day as and when it's needed. So what we did is we built an automated integration between Stripe and QuickBooks that it monitors Stripes for new transactions, checks things and checks data, and then puts it into QuickBooks. Let's have a look at what that looks like in practice. As you can see, it has one logic chain at the end, or a router, as it's called in Make, but the Stripe is monitored, as you can see. It's watched, and so every time a new transaction comes in, it triggers this workflow. It then pulls down the customer information from Stripe, so the name and the email and any other relevant information. It then searches it in QuickBooks. Does this client already exist? If client does not exist, it creates the customer using the information from Stripe and then creates the sales receipt for this. If the customer already exists, it creates the sales receipt. This was the beginning of this process for this system. For this client. We then expanded it to include notifications for clients, internal through Slack, but that is actually through webhooks, which starts other scenarios within Make. But this works very well because now we know that these two systems are up to date, and anyone who needs accurate information is informed as and when it happens, and we know that these two systems are now linked, and the information is accurate in both. Any questions on Stripe or QuickBooks or any other financial systems, let me know. I'm happy to jump on a call. Have a good one.